Do you want to learn to aim like this on Spider-Man?
I'm going Punisher.
But this is what your aim looks like? Well, then this is the perfect video for you. Today, I will be going over how to find your perfect sensitivity, tracking, some general aim tips, and more. If you already know something, I'll leave timestamps so you can skip ahead. So let's get right into it. First off, let's talk about how to find your perfect sensitivity. This will go for all heroes since I don't recommend a different sensitivity for each hero. What I recommend for you to do is go into the practice range and walk over towards here and head down below. This will give you a simulation area where you can spawn in any hero that you want. You can set their speed, their movement, anything you need, and I'll show you all the parameters you want. So when you're down here, what I recommend you to do is go up to the parameters and select whatever hero you want. Personally, I'd recommend Luna, Snow, or Mantis. And then you go to the generate type, put that to random, put it to mid-range, static dynamic, turn that to on, move action to random, movement speed super fast, turn the timer off, and music preference, whatever you want. And apply that, and come over here and hit start. So what I want you to do is go into your settings, and go whatever you're on, and go to your sensitivity. My sensitivity is 2.7, and I want to increase that to a very high sense, so I'm going to up that all the way to 5. So if yours is 1, for example, put that up to 4. Just bump it way up for this first part. And for this part, to make the practice a little more efficient, we're going to switch to Punisher. Now that you're Punisher, what I want you to do is pick a target, one of the 4 targets here, and for about 20 seconds or so, track them and try to hit every shot. Don't worry about perfect efficiency, go full speed and just try to land every shot while you're tracking them. Now this is just my belief, but the reason I say high sensitivity first is because it'll kind of reset your head for a second on what your sensitivity is, and just having it way ramped up will allow you to find a new sensitivity a bit easier. After you did your first 20 seconds, now go back into your sensitivity and put it to a super low sense. If you were 2.7 like me by default, go down to like 0.8, go super low for this part. Once again, pick a target and track them and shoot them for 20 seconds or so. And then, after 20 seconds or so, you can do less, however long you choose to do it for. Go back into your settings, up your sensitivity by either 0.2 or 0.5, whatever's faster for you. If it's going too slow, go by 0.5. If you're almost there, go by 0.10, 0.2. You go up slowly. And then, go again. I can still feel that my sensitivity is very slow here, so I will go up by 0.5 for this part. What you're looking for is you don't want to feel too slow while you're tracking them, and you also don't want to be over flicking or over tracking. You want to try to get a dead center on the target and get a perfect track. Now that I'm on 2.0 here, I can see that I'm very close, but I'm still falling a bit behind, so I'm going to up it even more. And now, after working through it for a bit, I'm back to 2.7, a sense I feel very comfortable on. And while you're finding your sensitivity, don't worry about being 100% perfect. You're not going to hit every shot while tracking while you put in your sensitivity for the first time. It's going to take a bit of practice, so this is something you can come back and do every once in a while with your sensitivity you found. And if you want to add an extra layer to this, go over to the top on the side here. Pick another target and shoot at them from above. Since occasionally you'll be shooting down on people and it feels a bit different, this is another good thing to practice. Okay, now that you have a comfortable sensitivity, let's go back to Spider-Man and practice tracking. So now that you're Spider-Man, what I want you to do is swing straight up like this, choose a target, try to hit your shot. You'll see I waited a bit long there. I did this because I think it's important to try to hit the perfect shot when you're practicing this method. You don't have to do that in a real game, but while you're trying to do this, it'll help you improve your tracking and focus on hitting that first shot perfectly. And while you're swinging up over and over again, it'll get you used to a player's movement, so you'll be able to hit your first shot more frequently. And if you miss your shot, just reset, swing up again, and try to hit that one shot over and over again. Improving your first shot accuracy like this is insanely important because a lot of times when you're in a fight, if you miss your first shot and have to shoot more, the enemy is going to be able to react to you. But if you just shoot one and hit that shot, you have a much higher chance of catching the enemy off guard. And the reason I think this is good to practice down here compared to a bot up top, or even just a regular quick match or comp, is because this is a bot moving very erratically. You'll be able to practice over and over again on random player movement compared to a quick match where you won't get as many of those opportunities. You'll still get a few when you're going in, but this is the same situation over and over again that you will happen upon many times in a match as Spider-Man. And you can see when I swing up, I don't hit it every time. These bots are actually kind of hard to hit. So this is very good practice for you. Now as you're doing this, try to do it from different distances. Swing from further away, swing above them, swing mid-height, do it over and over again in different areas. And I say this because Spider-Man isn't a hit scan character. His projectiles do have travel time, so you'll need to get used to the tracking and the distance between shots. Obviously, hitting a shot from 10 meters isn't going to be the same as hitting a shot from 30 meters. So you're going to need to get used to the distance and how far you need to lead your shots in certain scenarios. And this is a perfect way to replicate that. You know, make a drill out of it. Go up straight 5 times, and if you hit less than 3 shots, you aren't allowed to go next. Then move further away. Try to do the same. Then do it again. Then try tracking from the ground and switch it up. Try to set a mini goal for yourself. You don't have to be here for a super long period of time. This is more meant to be 15-20 minutes a day. Come in, practice the small stuff, and it'll help you improve a lot faster. There's no need to sit here for several hours a day and just doing this over and over again, because that's something quick play can actually be better for. This is just fine-tuning the small stuff that you aren't able to do 24/7 in a quick play, and that's very important because these opportunities, when they arise, you'll need to hit your shot. Spider-Man missing all his shots will provide nothing for his team, so if you can improve your first shot accuracy by doing this, you'll be a different player. Now, besides just the web cluster, tracking is also very important for staying on your target while you're going in on a combo. If you're going in on somebody, and as you're knocking them up, you're not able to follow them, your sensitivity is probably too high. It's important while you're attacking somebody to stay tracking on them the entire time. It's a lot easier if they're a bigger target like a tank, but it's good to practice here on a small player because they'll be moving around a lot quicker. And you'll have certain scenarios where the player could have a double jump or escape or Punisher's smoke where it knocks him back. So you need to practice tracking a target as you knock them around. It's slightly harder to practice that here, but if you want to try something special with that, you can go in on a target and try to spin around them and keep your aim dead center on them the whole time. This character won't be able to move backwards and fly away as you're hitting them like a real player would, but if you're spinning around them yourself, that's actually one way to improve your tracking. And with tracking, it's also important to keep track of them mentally. When you're going up for a swing, there's a lot of times you're going to look away from the enemy. When you lose sight like that, it's important to know what they can be doing. Are they further away hiding behind cover? Maybe they'll see you swing up and go towards their tanks. Are they right behind their tank trying to provide heals for their team and stay covered? They'll probably stay near their tank. Just keep simple thoughts like that in your mind so you can figure out what they're doing in a situation. Next up, I have some general aim tips for you. Make sure you're predicting your target's movement and trying to line up your shot. This is the same if you're close to them or if you're far away. If they're a small or a quick character and they're running forward and you miss that first shot, and then they see you and start reacting and moving left and right, and you keep spamming and missing your shots, you're going to get no value. I noticed most of the time when I started panic shooting like that, that's what causes me to miss all my shots. Now, if I see myself doing that, I take a millisecond, I line up my shot, and I hit the shot nearly every single time. It's as simple as recognizing the problem, telling yourself what you're doing wrong, and instantly adapting to that. If you can recognize your mistakes and turn them into active thoughts, you're going to change up as a player way faster than you would as somebody not caring about their mistakes. Just keep tabs on what you're doing wrong. Even watch your own games. If you can recognize a mistake and keep in your head what you did wrong, you'll never make that mistake again. And if you do, it'll feel way worse, and now you'll really never make that mistake. And it'll really go far to help erase panic from situations. Now, the next tip I want to bring up is about web swinging. If you're in a fight and you go to swing up and you miss your shot like that, that small second can be more than enough to get you killed. It's gotten me killed many times before. And until I recognized what I was doing, I wasn't able to improve. So that's why I say keep tabs on what you're doing wrong. It'll really help you improve as a player. If you want to practice your web swinging, what I recommend you to do is go in a quick play or a custom match and just mess around. For quick play, let's be real, who cares? Like, there's some people that take quick play way too seriously. It's not a place to troll, but if you want to go in and learn a character, just do it. If you join late and there's one healer, play Spider-Man, dude. Who cares? Like, come on. Like, mute your whole team, go in and practice. For real. Just swing around, learn the map, learn where you need to go. If you're trying to learn, you don't need to provide for your team every single game. Who cares, dude? It's quick play. If you're doing it in comp, I have a problem with that. Don't do that. But if you're in quick play, it's okay. It really is. And if you feel uncomfortable doing that, set up a custom game. Go solo, pick a map you want to improve on, and here's a few things I want you to try out. First up, as you're going through the map, look around at the buildings. Look around where I can swing from, where I can go. Find map borders. If you didn't know, right here, you can actually swing through. And that's a huge spot to swing from. And you won't know this unless you're watching videos of somebody doing it or practicing it yourself. So make sure you're going into games and trying out new spots and swings. And while you're looking at the buildings, know your escapes. If I'm here and I want to turn around, am I going to go here a full 180? Or am I going to look close to me like this and get out of there instantly, you know? It's just simple things like that of knowing how to efficiently swing can change the game completely for you. Help your survivability, help your effectiveness in team fights. There's just so much practicing stuff like this goes into. Now, like I said, you can go in quick play and do this, but I think custom game is a little more efficient if you're focusing on one or two things like this. So the next thing I want you guys to focus on here is Healthpack Knowledge. Walk around the map, learn where the health packs are. We're on Tokyo 2099 here. I know there's a health pack there, one over here. There's one in the building down there. There's one down there. I have so many options to heal myself quickly in this area. So if you know where all the health packs are, you can make a quick decision on where best to go. Because there's times if you're going for a health pack, you can be out of the fight for too long, and you could actually throw that fight for your team. Or say if the health pack's not back, and you went there and wasted your time, are you going to wait there, or are you going to go back and try to get a heal even if you're low? You have to know when to make those decisions, and that just all comes with playing. But the foundation is knowing where the health packs are. So while you're swinging around and practicing, try to quickly swing to a health pack. Say I'm over here and I want to get to that health pack there, I can quickly swing around like this and drop. I didn't even do it that well, so I need to come in here and practice myself. Now the last tip I want to give you all for health packs is knowing when to use your web cluster to stop your momentum. Most of the time I like to do this is, as you can see, I'll do that roll, and sometimes if you miss slightly, it can put you off the health pack. But if you do the web cluster when you're swinging in and it completely stops your momentum, it's a lot easier to land on the health pack like that. So most of the time I recommend that you use your web cluster like that to halt your momentum, but if you know you're gonna hit it, don't waste the web cluster. Just get that health pack and swing back in. And lastly, I wanted to show you all a few combos I like to do. The first one here is my bread and butter. I use this one so often, and I have so many clips of me getting kills with it. In fact, here's two of them.
We're gonna get Iron Fish.
I get a kill with this pretty much every game, if not more, and it's so easy to do. And as you can see here, you can wait a second to actually hit your web cluster at the end, and you'll still be able to get the kill. Practicing this one is all about hitting the web cluster from the right distance and knowing when the animation cancel. So come in here, practice that. It is such a good combo, and I swear it will get you so many kills. My best tip for it, try to fall from behind the enemy so they're not seeing you in front of them doing the slam. If you're behind them, they have a much smaller chance of reacting to you. Next up is this animation cancel combo that kills up to 300 health. Here's how to do it. So let me break that one down for you. What you're going to do is web cluster, into your get over here, and then immediately uppercut. And then as soon as your uppercut goes, if you look at the bottom right of my screen, when I use the uppercut, you'll see my web swing comes up very quickly. As soon as that web swing comes up, use it, cancel it with a web cluster. Doing it will give you a down slam like this. Here's what the animation cancel looks like one more time.
Pretty sure those are bad guys.
And don't forget to switch up these combos whenever you need to. A huge tip I can give you is know what the damage bars mean. Each one of those ticks in between is actually 25 health. So if I see an enemy with low enough health and I know what my damage does, I'll be able to choose my next move. Now I don't use this every time, but I do know the damage of most of my abilities. For example, web cluster will do 30, uppercut will do 50, but with the web tracer applies, I believe it does an extra 50 damage, and the same goes for the down slam, so that does 55 damage itself. Now I'm going to give you a clip example of this. So in this clip, I see here that cloak is low, but not low enough to get killed by my uppercut, which does 55 damage. But I have a web tracer applied to her, so I know if I go in on her, I'll be able to get the damage to kill her, which I do. And lastly, a variation of a combo I did with the team up because I know I needed more damage. And that's going to be all. I really hope this one helps you all out. If you have any guides you'd like me to make, be sure to suggest them in the comments below. I'm very open to making more guides and more videos like this, and the next one I plan to make is a low rank guide. I feel like I have a lot of tips that will help a lot of low rank players improve, so be on the lookout for that. And if this guide helped you at all, be sure to consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I really hope this one helps you in your games. Good luck!